Hi everyone, Sayer G here, and I just came off of my rebirthday, as I call it. I'm now 48, and it's been a long, beautiful journey, and I've learned a lot. And what I want to share has to do with the upcoming event, the Thank You Body Rally on Friday. It's a really beautiful opportunity for us all to show up and simply appreciate what it is to be in our bodies, to experience, with gratitude, what we have as the gift of each day. And it's something that I've been speaking to for some time. In fact, the inspiration behind my book, Regenerate, was really just that one simple thing, which is that every day that I get up, it is a veritable miracle that I feel as good as I do. And I think that's true of everyone today, because this is one of the more difficult times to be incarnated. And so we are seeing, as you clearly know now, an epochal shift, and that's not hyperbole. We are literally in the beginning of a rebirth cycle. And as with all birth experiences, I used to work at a birth center, and I've had the experience of witnessing birth firsthand. There is a transition that is very terrifying, not just to the mother about to give birth, but to the father who might be subject to the anger and all the energy that comes out. And so this is a moment where there's so much intensity, divisiveness, as well as just a sense that, this has all been planned, and there is a secular aspect to that, certainly. There are forces in the government, private sector, and beyond who pull the strings that have architected each and every detail of this. And yet there is a higher level architecture as well, which is the divine architecture, which is that we are in the universe, we are one, that we're inseparably connected, and that it is all fundamentally divine. I think many of us have come to that understanding. And so even that which we would call our enemy is also us. I hate to say it. So it's very difficult to maintain victim stories when that is the reality that is here to contend with. And that gives us a lot more responsibility and power over where we want to take this experience. So Thank You Body Rally is actually part of a larger movement, which is the human connection movement, which is the gift of this moment, because everything we've seen happen since, the quarantining of the world has taught us how important it is to connect fundamentally to one another. And it's only often through deprivation that comes through, which is why, being that we are, as Heidegger said, beings toward death, we're all at some point going to face alone our separation from this plane. And therefore, we can all connect to what it means to feel radically alone, radically isolated, locked down, in quarantine. And by doing so, we finally understand how important it is to our physical and spiritual being that we connect with others, that humanity depends on the formula that community is immunity, not some type of bastardized pseudoscientific vaccine promoting herd immunity, but the reality of human connection being essential for us to want to even live, much less that which will help us support our biological well-being. Because the soul is what ultimately incarnates, and the body is the soul. And when the soul decides it doesn't want to be here, the body leaves. And that is where I think many of us have come to understand that there are no accidents, that we are creating this together, and we have a choice. So many of us in this window have had to confront demons outside of us, demons within ourselves, and we've come to also understand that we can source angelic energies as well. And that many of us here feel as if there is such a thing as an earth angel, and that in fact heaven and hell, those are choices that you have and experiences that you can have here on this plane. And so ultimately, what we're doing on October 16th is opening up the field to the world, because the world is responding, and there are over 100 ambassadors throughout the world who have decided they are going to do their own event. So that's beautiful. The primary one here is in Miami. It's where Kelly and I now call our home. It's a very challenging place and a very beautiful place to call our home, and yet there's no escape. You know, wherever you go, there you are. So we've decided this is where we're going to be, and we're going to make the best of it. And that's true not just for physical location, but no matter where you find yourself. On this plane or the next, what you experience is very much dependent on what you choose to experience. And that's not to bypass real adversity, trauma, evil, all the things that we know do exist as experiences. But what I am proposing is that together we can celebrate what is most beautiful within ourselves, within each other. And that's what this event is about. And what I wanted to communicate is this is a very inclusive thing. You don't have to physically be at an event. If you want to find a location near you, if there is one near you, go to thankyoubodyrally.com and look at the events through the search function. But the point is, there's no need to wait. This is the moment. We can all celebrate our bodies and what we've been shown through the symptoms of, messages of the symptoms of our body, through, the arduous journeys we've taken to attain healing, and share those things. Because the moment you communicate it, others know that it's possible. And together we can continue to create community and lifestyle practices that bring into being more healing. Because the one part of the planet that you can control and change is this part of your body. And the body is a temple, and yet it has been absolutely mistreated, not just by society, by ourselves. So there's an opportunity for us to show up for ourselves and choose to celebrate, choose to be grateful, versus complaining, because my body gives me plenty of complaints. The older I've gotten, the more complaints that it wants to give me an opportunity to transform. By alchemizing it, by transforming it, by listening, with our hearts and really understanding the root causes, which are, yes, physical, societal, but so many of them are spiritual. And it's really a lack of the experience of connecting to what we really are, which are divine beings. That, to me, is the root of the disease that leads to the somatization, that leads to it being felt and eventually diagnosed and eventually treated. So that's my own journey to understanding, what went wrong with my body and how I can take back full control. So what I am offering everyone is just an awareness that right now you can participate. We want this to truly continue to grow like a mycelium. This is what the internet is for. The internet was modeled after the mycelium. And each and every one of us can awaken and light up and connect to one another. And it's through that we're going to get through this transition, not just in one piece, but we will see an incredibly beautiful world emerge. The technology is here. We know that we can access limitless free energy through water, even through water cavitation, and through many other technologies that have been suppressed, by the government, actually. So we know that we can have limitless clean energy. We can also synthesize elements and biotransform them in a safe way. All of these technologies exist. They've been suppressed. But it's the time now for us to awaken to those. And the most advanced, the most incredible technology of all is your body. And we've only started to scratch the surface of what is possible. All disease can be healed. It is a reality. All disease can be healed. That should not be a radical statement that can put you in jail. There are elements of reality that can still lead for that truth to end up causing people to be put in jail over, to be censored. But this event is a way for us to show up and be the healing, be the living proof, as my friend Sachin Patel likes to communicate. So, October 16th, from Miami, 4 to 7 o'clock, we'll be live streaming the event globally as well, and there will be events throughout the world. So we encourage you to participate. You being present in this field is what is going to bring us to this new phase. It's not through the old dialectic. It's not through supplication, asking for new entitlements from daddy government. That is done. That's not going to happen anymore. No one is going to save us. We are sovereign insofar as we show up and we communicate that this is the world we choose to live in. This is what Kelly and I have decided to do in our lives, and we invite you to join us. You are part of our family, truly. And that love that we feel in our relationship is really a sacred thing for us, that we don't feel we can keep it to ourselves. It's so beautiful. It's such a gift that we need to allow it to expand out. And that is why I'm inviting you and anyone you know who's interested in Resonate to participate. Do your video, just say, thank you, body. What are you thankful for? I'm thankful that I healed asthma. That is a beautiful thing. There's a $1 billion industry based on trying to suppress the truth around that one disease. How many other diseases have been healed? All it takes is one person, the N of one person. And that is the model moving forward. The $1 trillion pharmaceutical industry that is merged with the military industrial establishment, that thing depends on this truth not being communicated. It's that simple. This entire pandemic was successful because of millions and millions of people believing that their body's weak, that they deserve to be broken, they deserve not to heal. And that is done. It's over. The pandemic is over. That false reality is over. The old biology completely eclipsed over 20 years ago. It's time to show up. So I just want to communicate this to you. Thank you, bodyrally.com. Please do your video. Let's start right now. It's part of the human movement. The human connection movement is what I meant to say, is that it's through connecting that we will heal. And this beautiful